Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and by now you've probably seen the new banner either on the forums, on Twitter, or in-game. New uniform and tier 3 for Scarlet Witch. Now again, this conveniently lands during April Fool. Well, not during April Fools, but it's coming up to April Fools. April Fools is tomorrow. If you are somewhere in Asia and you're 12 hours ahead, then perhaps it is already the April 1st for you. But let me just boot in the music here. You know what? There is a bug in Marvel Future Fight, actually. There's a lot of bugs. But one of the bugs is that when you start up the game and you go into the game, there's no in-game music until you until you trigger another loading screen, like the one that I just triggered there for the skill preview. Anywho, Scarlet Witch tier 3. Let's take a look at what's been going on in the forums, and then I'll give you my take on this whole... is it real? Is it fake? Because I know a lot of you guys are still wondering. And yeah, I really don't have a good answer for you, is the short version. So, what is this new banner, says CM Fragment. He just, blows a bunch of smoke, yada, yada, yada. This is the new banner, which we saw on the home screen. He's going to investigate this confusing banner. And then they also put the banner up on the main page of their website, of their forum page. Okay, so they changed it. Now, this is usually where they put the new banners when we have new updates. They are calling this update 5.9.5. We sometimes have in between updates a 0.5 update. We haven't had a 0.5 update in a while. And yeah, this text and this whole animation is not usually how it looks. Yeah, this is very unusual. So it kind of fits the theme and the confusion of whether this is real or not. And then they post this Celebrate the Scarlet Witch update event, and they have normal events that they would do in the middle of the month anyways, like a uniform update, a uniform sale, 40% off, platinum gift box, exchange gold for certain drops, and then you also have extra bios from X-Men missions, which relates to the House of X update, and then you have a 7-day check-in, and then you have character ranking events. So this all fits with what they would normally do anyways. The only thing that's unique here is Scarlet Witch is being added. Now, she sort of relates to House of X because House of X could be seen in some way as a nod to House of M. House of M being the comic run where Doctor Doom gives Scarlet Witch special powers, and then she temporarily uses those special powers to basically depower most mutants, including her own brother. Now, that's not actually her power, guys, so I know you're all wet and excited thinking that Scarlet Witch is the, ultimate counter to mutants. No, Nimrod is the ultimate counter to mutants, not Scarlet Witch. She's not that strong. But, yeah. Anywho. Moving on, they posted a April Fool's. Again, they're not saying it's April Fool's, but it is April 1st server patch. And in the server patch, they're saying that Scarlet Witch is going to be added to the game. Well, not Scarlet Witch is going to be added to the game, but Scarlet Witch Tier 3 is going to be added to the game. And she's going to get a new uniform called All New, All Different. I could have sworn that she already had a uniform called All New, All Different, but maybe I'm wrong. No, we have Infinity War and Uncanny Avengers. So if this is a new uniform, it would be new for her. Now, it does come from a comic issue, so this is not something they just made up. And the weird thing here, so most of this looks real, and they even included a GIF to her Tier 3 animation, which... she's using her newest uniform, I believe, to cast this Tier 3 animation. It looks quite similar to Apocalypse's Tier 3 in terms of the animation with the meteors, but then you can see that there are flowers and then there are butterflies. Now, I don't know if the flowers and butterflies signify something specific to Scarlet Witch, or if it's a nod to, like, the first day of spring because we're going into April. Again, this could be a very elaborate April Fool's joke, and we'll talk about why it could be a very elaborate April Fool's joke. The biggest thing that makes me still think this is fake, on top of the fact that they usually don't do this kind of stuff, although they have done it for Luna Snow. Some people are going to rush to the defense of, they did it before to Luna Snow. I know, calm down. Yeah, the fact that this looks fake to me is the fact that it says server patch period, and they give you 10 p.m., but it says the patch will be applied in waves, so there may be a slight variation in receipt time between agents. So that means some people are going to get her before others, if this is real, which would be very, very strange. Now, this could be due to coronavirus, COVID-19, affecting their ability to, work as a group and get together because, social distancing and all that stuff. Or this could be part of their trolling for this being a fake update. And then, I mean, it could be a patch with all of the other stuff that they mentioned, like the character event and the exchanging gold, the gold shop, all the other stuff here, minus Scarlet Witch. But we'll see. The other thing that makes me feel like this is fake is that apparently there was another version of this banner posted. Someone sent me a screenshot on Discord where it says it's especially true on April. It's especially important in April to question your reality, because April and April Fools. So I don't know. It looks really real, and there's a lot of effort put into this to make it look real, but it also seems fake. And it seems fake because, again, we've never had this before besides Luna Snow. And it's a strange thing to give us another Blast Tier 3 after Professor X. And it's April 1st, April Fool's Day. And then the patch is applied in waves. The game is not actually going down for maintenance the whole time. So, yeah, it's kind of strange. It's kind of quite strange. And the fact that this information wasn't data mined until yesterday, but it appears to have been it was there in the game files, because if you think about it, if Scarlet Witch is not in the game files already and she's being added, wouldn't they have to take the game down for maintenance? I don't know. Strange. It all seems very strange to me. So I don't know if it's real or not. I really can't tell you with any definitive proof. But now the more important part, I think, is to address the two camps of players and their reactions to this announcement and this sort of thing. So here's my first sort of take here. There's a group of players. There's a passionate group of players, however big, however small they are, on Twitter, on Discord, on YouTube, etc., who really love Scarlet Witch. They really love Elizabeth Olsen, yada yada yada. They're hardcore fans, and they really want her to get a tier 3. They've been asking for her tier 3 for a long time, and actually, when Quicksilver got his tier 3 like 6 months ago, a lot of Scarlet Witch players were upset. They're like, "Oh, why did the wrong Maximoff twin got their tier 3, guys? You gotta give Scarlet her time, whatever." So you know what? Everyone has a favorite character. Everyone's allowed to want their favorite character to get a tier 3. So I understand that feeling, and I can relate to wanting your favorite character to get a tier 3. Sure, even if they're already really strong in the game. Sure, even if for the majority of time that they've been in the game, they've been overpowered and therefore meta and therefore overused. Sure. That's one camp of players that really want her to get a tier 3, and so they are happy about this announcement. And then there are the other camp of players who are, if they're taking this announcement seriously, are upset because, like I said, Scarlet Witch has been very powerful and basically meta for almost the entire time that she's been around, which means that, again, it's you're power creeping on strong characters rather than making weak characters strong. I mean, Scarlet Witch has a son, right? His name's Wiccan, and you know that you introduced him like almost 4 years ago, and you know that he's trash in Marvel Future Fight, right? And you know that in the comics he's actually really strong, right? So you can see why players would be upset about that. Additionally, we just got another Blast Tier 3 in Professor X, on top of the fact that we got a rework for Magneto, which basically means we got 2 Blast types back to back, which means this would be the 3rd Blast type in a row. Additionally, for all you poor boys out there, if you think Scarlet Witch is going to cost 800 CCF, you're dreaming. At minimum, she's going to be 1200 CCF. She might be 1600 CCF. Because unlike Quicksilver, she does cost 8,800 black antimatter. Now, a lot of people are also going to be considering rushing to get Scarlet Witch tier 3, or to unlock Scarlet Witch to then get her tier 3 if this rumor is real. And so because of that, they've actually discounted... where is it here? They've discounted the unlock cost, the crystal cost to unlock the Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch world bosses, so that you can go and rush to get the Maximoff twins faster. I would not do that yet. If this is real, if this is not a hoax or a April Fool's prank, then maybe you could consider spending crystals to unlock the Scarlet Witch world boss, so that you can play her, so that you can beat her, and then that you can unlock her, and then you can play as her. But for now, I would not venture to do that. I would just wait and see if this is real or not. Because if you pay the crystals and then this is a joke, you're going to be out of crystals. So don't be a dummy. Just have a bit of patience and wait. Now, for those of us, there's a little bit more to this conversation, so now I want to get into it. For those of us that think that this is a joke, so I've covered the two groups of players that are either happy or sad, happy or angry about this if it's real. There's a third group of players, myself included, who think that this is not real, who hope that this is not real being the Scarlet Witch Tier 3 announcement, and who are upset. Now, on the one hand, all the stuff I said about Scarlet Witch not needing to be Tier 3 is true. On top of that, if this is a prank, if this is an April Fool's joke, this is a very elaborate, as I've already shown, this is a very elaborate joke to put on for the players. And you know what? I can appreciate jokes. I'm a very sarcastic dude. I like to joke around. I like to have fun. I like to troll sometimes. But imagine if I was making videos trolling, and imagine if I was making content and streaming and trolling, but my content was bad. And I was making a lot of, mistakes in my videos, and I was giving a lot of bad advice about character building and account building and stuff. And I was, playing really badly, and I couldn't get high scores in anything, and I was generally just sucking at the game. And I'm just giving you this troll advice on top of that. You'd probably be like, what's this dude's problem? He needs to get his shit together before he starts trolling, and before he starts, being so sarcastic, because he can't even play the game properly himself. Now, I know some of you trolls out there are going to take this opportunity to be like, but Cynicalex, all of that is true, lol. Well, I'll meet you in squad battle one of these days, and I'll show you who really doesn't know how to play, because, I've been holding it down. Meanwhile, you probably can't even crack 1,000,000 points. So, this is a very elaborate prank for them to play, if this is a prank. Why aren't you spending this time, devs, hello, why aren't you spending this time to, I don't know, actually improve the game? It's fun to put on a party and put on a show if things are good. If your house is in disarray, if everything's messy and your kids haven't showered in weeks, and the oven's on fire and the mail is overflowing, and you're like, I'm gonna throw a party. It's pretty stupid. It's a very short-sighted, extremely arrogant and ignorant thing to do, to think that the players at this point in time, given how angry we are about the game and given how upset and disenchanted we are with the lack of change and the lack of movement by the devs and the lack of communication, and then you cook this up as your way of what? Trying to make us laugh? Trying to confuse us? This is in very poor taste if this is not real. If it's real, it's also in poor taste because, like I said, we don't need her Tier 3, and I understand that there are people that like her. But listen, if you are a Scarlet Witch fan and you think that this is what the game needs right now, if you're like, man, this is great for the game, this is really going to help the game, this is you. You are blinded by your desire to have a particular character, and you do not see the bigger picture. I don't care if Wolverine is good or not. I don't have blinding bias and overwhelming desire to play a particular character. If I did, I would make more videos about Wolverine. I've made more videos about Jean Grey. I've made more videos about Gambit than Wolverine. I'm not perfect. I'm not always right, but I'm also not an idiot. And I know that what this game needs is game modes. What this game needs is an end game, is end game progression and end game content for veterans. Do you know how many veterans out there are just stockpiling their resources because they have nothing to do in the game? Go ahead and ask them. Some of them are your Reddit mods. Yeah, the people that you think are my mortal nemesises and who know everything and are geniuses and, would never question the Great Scarlet Witch update. They don't have anything to spend their resources on, and rightfully so. They're making the right decision. I spend my resources because I have content to make to show you guys what these Tier 3s are like. But if I wasn't a content creator, do you honestly think I would have Tier 3'd half of these characters? You're dreaming. If I wasn't in a top 16 alliance, I would have never Tier 3'd Crescent. If I wasn't a content creator, I would have never Tier 3'd Iron Man or Winter Soldier. A lot of these Tier 3s would be refunded, and I would have a lot more resources because this game is just not that difficult. It's difficult for you if you're a new player. It's also difficult for you if you're a veteran who doesn't understand the game and you have like 5% skill cooldown or 10% ignore defense. But if you understand the mechanics of this game and you've been playing long enough, you'll have At worst, you'll have decent cards. I mean, I can make decent cards with a free-to-play account in like a week. So there's no way you can't have decent cards after playing for a year or two, unless you're a complete dunderhead. There's no amount of RNG that will stop you from getting like 20% cooldown and 25% ignore defense. It's just impossible. You'd have to be just a clown. So you're gonna get to this point sooner or later, and that's basically what all the veterans are saying. All you people that are raging against me, and all you people that are raging against people who are upset with the game and who are, you know, I'm trying to destroy the game. I'm trying to save the game. Okay, we are trying to save this game from itself. Right now, what the devs are doing, and what whoever's leading the devs, the manager, whatever they're doing right now is just pandering. They're pandering to idiots who will just buy whatever they throw at them. So they're going to go and cherry pick all of the most popular characters and give them buffs. Why did we get 2 uniforms back to back for Captain America? Because they're pandering to losers who will just buy everything. Yes, I am one of those losers. I acknowledge that. But I'm doing it for a reason, to show you guys. If you're not doing it for a reason, if you're just doing it because, what, you can't help yourself? Think about it. Maybe step back. Maybe hesitate the next time you do it. Because this is not going to stop. If we continue to allow this to happen, if we continue to just be like, yes, okay, awesome, all right. You know, I've said it so many times, guys. As much as I love Silver Surfer, I don't want him to get a tier 3. I don't want him to get a uniform because he doesn't need it. Ghost Rider needs a uniform. Ultron needs a tier 3. The devs need to rework bad characters, and even more than that, they need to rework game modes. Why are they spending time? Ask yourself this. Why are they spending time and money, our money, because we fund the game by spending money in the game. Why are they spending time and our money, and why are they wasting the Marvel IP to give us shit like 1,000 ways to dress Captain America, 10,000 outfits for Jean Grey, and, oh, I don't know, either a really tone-deaf tier 3 or a really expensive April Fool's joke? Why are they doing that, but they're not fixing any of the other game modes in Marvel Future Fight? They don't have any time to improve the squad battle rewards. They don't have any time to improve or change Shadowland stages. They don't have any time to improve the Shadowland rewards. They don't have any time to improve timeline battle or to improve the rewards. They don't have any time to fix the Danger Room bugs about getting 1 point when you win, even though they said last update that they did fix it when they lied and they didn't fix it. Why didn't they fix Alliance Battle Extreme? Why don't they change the silencing and the roars so that it either works for all characters or it doesn't work for any characters? Why don't they improve the rewards of Alliance Battle Extreme? Why don't they improve Alliance Tournament rewards and Alliance Conquest rewards? Why don't they change the game mode so that they're not autoplay only like this stupid Barbie fuckfest where you just have a gangbang of characters running into each other and casting 1, 2, 3 on their skills? Why don't they improve World Boss Invasion? Why don't they give us another Giant Boss Raid? Why don't they improve Giant Boss Raid rewards? Why don't they improve World Event rewards? I have all these questions, and you should have these questions too. If you are just blindly smiling and saying, this is fine, give me more tier 3 characters, you are a sheep. And I don't approve of your behavior. I'm very disappointed. I sound like a parent right now. But seriously, guys, wake up. Another tier 3 character is meaningless. This game is easy as hell. So what? Tier 3 Scarlet Witch makes you do it stage 9 Ebony Maw? Whoop-de-doo. And the rewards are exactly the same. It's hollow. It's 100% a hollow victory. Oh no, now you can beat Jean. It just fulfills little goofy teenage fantasies. Now I get to beat Jean Grey with Scarlet Witch, and at the end they'll be on top of each other and they'll both be breathing hard, and then they'll give each other a little wink, and then it'll fade. It's like some corny fanfic from like LiveJournal, man. These players just gotta leave the game. Honestly, it's mad corny. So yeah, basically this turned into a rant, but this game has so many problems. This game has so many shortcomings. This game has so much to improve on. And you know what? Other games right now are doing the things that Marvel Future Fight should be doing. Contest of Champions is holding live streams with the developers, communicating and interacting with the fans, i.e. us, and content creators. They're marketing their own game. They're live explaining their own game, explaining the decisions they've made. Okay, they're basically justifying their work to their fans and to the people that pay their paychecks. Because if we don't play the game, guess what? There's no more Marvel Future Fight dev team, right? If nobody plays Marvel Future Fight, nobody's spending money. If nobody's spending money on a free-to-play mobile game, guess what happens? It shuts the fuck down. And the team gets folded up, and they either get fired or they get moved to a different project. So why don't you guys do your jobs? And why don't you actually hold yourselves accountable to the people that you should be holding yourselves accountable to? Rather than making stupid office jokes and turning it into a meme for the entire community, Tier 3 Scarlet Witch, this is so funny. I'm such a funny guy. I'm so smart and genius. Why don't you do the work that you actually need to do and stop being a joke in the mobile game community? Guess what, guys? 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross just released another chapter of their story. They just released 2 new characters. Yeah, actual content. Wow. Crazy thought. Yeah, I know. Marvel Contest of Champions, 7 Deadly Sins, all these other games actually releasing content, actually doing what the players want in some way. Marvel Future Fight? April Fools. We're spending our money and our time on an April Fool's joke. Whether it's real or not, it's a big fuck up. So, with that being said, let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.